welcome back to the Paranormal Project. I'm Jenna.
I'm Ryan.
And we are carrying on today with the Urban Legends series, and today we're talking about mermaids.
Ooh, fishy.
Fish.
So, who are they? Mermaids. Mermaids have been around for as long as there have been humans to stare at the sea. Mermaids are beings with human-looking torsos, traditionally female in appearance, with a fish-like tail instead of legs. So the first known story of a mermaid appears in Assyria about 1000 BC with a Targetist, a god who flung herself into the sea out of shame and then turned herself into a fish. But the sea wouldn't let her conceal her beauty, so changed the top half of her back into a human form and kept the bottom as a fish. Now mermen, they do exist, but are not seen as often as they prefer to not interact with humans, which is fair enough. However, Aya, or Ea, what would you go with?
I'd say Ea, but I wouldn't know.
I would go with Ea, is a merman who is the Mesopotamian god of water, and he saved humanity from a flood that was sent by the god Emil, which sounds very similar to the Christian flood with Noah. So maybe it's a similar story-ish.
Mermaids are known to distract sailors out at sea by singing. The sailors are captivated by their singing and appearance and are dragged to the bottom of the sea to their deaths. This was first noted in Greek mythology with the mythological creatures named the Sirens. Greek king and hero Odysseus made his sailors put beeswax in their ears so they were not hypnotised by the sirens singing.
But Odysseus and his crew are not the only people in history to have seen mermaids. Christopher Columbus, famous for discovering America, on his voyage across the Atlantic supposedly saw quite a few mermaids in the ocean. And they've written quite a lot about it. However, if mermaids don't exist, what is it he saw? Now it's thought that what he saw was manatees. Manatees are quite big. They call them sea cows. They're quite big.
Yeah, I can't see how someone would mix up a mermaid with a manatee.
But the thing is, our definition of a mermaid now is like a pretty feminine figure who sits on a rock with her little clam bra, singing and with a fork for some reason for her hair. Mermaids back then maybe weren't pretty and fit. Maybe they were just ugly, and that's what they looked like. Mermaids were not this amazing, gorgeous creature. Mermaids just were a creature, like a lion is now. You didn't look at a lion and especially say, "Oh, that's pretty." It's just a lion, maybe. I don't know. But who would believe Christopher Columbus anyway? The guy is a liar. On his voyage to the Americas, he said to his crew, "The first man who sees land will win a year's pension." And they were like, "Brilliant, brilliant," running around. And then when someone went, "Oh, I've spotted land," then went to Christopher Columbus and went, "There's land." He was like, "No, sorry, I saw that the night before." Don't be fooled, young man. I already saw it. I already claimed the prize, and he did claim the prize. So, he's a liar. But if he did see anything, it was most likely a manatee. Now, there is one mermaid that we do know of, and we have actually caught, and that is the Fiji Mermaid that was caught on the islands of Fiji. Now, this was supposedly much different to your typical mermaid. It was considered to be ugly and absolutely revolting. In fact, it was showcased at P.T. Barnum's museum in 1842. So it was captured 20 years before by a guy called Samuel Barrett Edes, supposedly bought it from a Japanese fisherman. But what exactly is it? Well, to put simply, it was half monkey and half fish, and it was a complete hoax.
So we are about to ruin your childhood. Sorry. Not sorry. We're going to tell you the truth behind The Little Mermaid, the famous Disney film that we all love and know.
What does she call the fork?
I've never seen it.
I've never seen it.
I've never seen the film, actually.
I think it's where my like of redheads comes from there.
Well, it's a good job. I'm a nice
Cut
brunette. So this story was written by Hans Christian Andersen.
Fun fact, that's not that fact. We've seen his grave. Told you it wasn't fun.
Yeah, it wasn't that fun. Well, we only saw the statue of the Little Mermaid.
Yes, we have seen the actual
famous,
statue of the Little Mermaid, and she's not that little. She is.
No, she's tiny.
She's kind of little.
I was quite underwhelmed when I saw it. Were you?
I mean, it's exactly what you imagined it to be.
Well, here's a picture. But yeah, no, I don't know what I thought. I thought it'd be a grand,
bigger
thing, and it's just a Little Mermaid. I suppose that's the name.
It's kind of cute.
Little Mermaid. There were 6 sea princesses, and the youngest was the most beautiful. She was a mermaid. She grew up listening to her grandmother, who would tell her stories and explain that when she turns 15, she could go to the top of the ocean and sit on a rock and watch the ships sail by. When she turned 15, this was the first thing that she did. She watched the ships and caught eyes on a handsome prince. Later that night, there was a violent storm that made the boat sink. She saved the prince and placed him on the shore by a nearby temple. She watched him from a distance and saw a woman from the temple wake him up. He then thought that she was his rescuer. The little mermaid wondered what would have happened if she didn't save the prince, so she asked her grandmother what happens when humans die. She explained that humans have an immortal soul, but mermaids do not. The little mermaid, longing for the prince and an eternal soul, went to visit a sea witch. The witch said that she would give her human legs in exchange for her tongue and her beautiful voice. She explained that once she becomes a human, she will never be able to live in the sea again. It was also said that if you can get a man to love you with all of his heart, you will be given a human soul. The little mermaid wants nothing more than to live on land with the prince, so she drinks the potion that was given to her by the sea witch. The potion begins to change her mermaid tail into human legs. However, it feels like a sword was splitting down the middle of her tail, and the pain made her pass out.
Damn.
Horrible. She wakes up on the shore and begins her journey to find the prince. However, with each step she takes, she feels like she is walking on knives. The prince finds her. However, they can't talk to each other because the little mermaid has no tongue. He proceeds to look after her, but instead of falling in love with her, he grows some sort of paternal love for her. So more like a father-daughter kind of love.
So he dad zones her.
He does, yeah. Unlucky for her. The little mermaid keeps falling deeper and deeper in love with the prince, but unfortunately, he decides on marrying the temple woman instead. Mugged off. Now, the little mermaid was told that if the prince decides on marrying someone else, she will die and turn into sea foam.
Oh crap.
Have you seen sea foam?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're mermaids.
Bubbles.
They're mermaids.
My bubbles.
My bubbles. On the night of the wedding, the little mermaid prepares herself to die, but her sisters pop out of the water and explain that she can be a mermaid again if she stabs the prince in the heart and let his blood trickle down her legs. However, she loves him more than her life and says no. As she prepares to turn into sea foam, she sees spirits, angels of the air, who explain that because she did a good deed, she now has the chance to live as a mermaid again. The little mermaid becomes a spirit, the daughter of the air. The catch is to do another 300 years of good deeds in order to regain her immortal soul.
So mermaids have an immortal soul?
No. We do.
Oh, because we can go to heaven and shit.
Yeah.
But mermaids don't have an immortal soul.
Nope.
But when she spoke to her grandmother, she was like, what happens to humans when they die? She's like, oh, well, they've got an immortal soul, so they just go somewhere else.
Yeah.
Which is great. And she was like, oh, well, I want that too.
Yeah.
So she went and done that.
And if she gets a prince, or a man, a human,
Yeah.
to fall in love with her, that will gain her a human soul.
Right.
So she'll live forever.
How muggy. He was like, oh, I look at you like a daughter.
Would you not just want to explain to him everything? And be like, I was a mermaid. And if you marry me, I get to live.
But only if it's true love.
Oh, yeah.
And if you tell him,
Classic.
it can't be true love because it's his opinions then like forced somewhere.
That is so true.
Yeah. That sucks though, but like she's given like what 3-4 opportunities to like become a mermaid again. They're like, oh, it's fine. You can just like stab him, run his blood down your legs, and you become a mermaid again. She's like, no, I'm not doing
But
that. And then another angel was like,
herself.
but then another angel was like, oh no, you don't have to stab him. What you did was you refused to stab him, so I'll turn you back into a mermaid anyway.
But what she has to do is 300 years of good deeds like that, and then she gets to regain, and then she gets to become a mermaid again.
But with an immortal soul.
Yeah. But only after 300 years.
That's crap.
So that is a really bad deal.
Yeah.
Or she can be sea foam and be dead. So, I mean, life or death. Would you rather live or become sea foam?
Rather live.
Yeah. So 300 years of doing good deeds.
200 years of forcing. Oh wait, no, it was in a storm that she saved the prince, wasn't it? She didn't force it. But Hans Christian Andersen made mermaids like nice. like, in terms of doing research for this episode, right, every single story we've found of mermaids in history throughout the entire world, they're all dicks. Like, there's not been nice mermaids. They're not like dolphins. They don't help humans out that are drowning. They don't do anything like... If anything, they call forth humans so that they can kill them or do nasty shit to them. Hans Christian Andersen made them nice, and then from him we then got Disney, went and made mermaids pretty, and now there's this weird dynamic where mermaids are both pretty, sometimes lovely, and some are just knobheads, and in various depictions in media they just pick and choose which kind of one they want. In like Harry Potter, they're like these hideous fish creatures with like pitchforks and whatever, and then in Parts of the Caribbean they're pretty beautiful but dangerous and deadly, except one of them's like really, really nice or whatever. Like,
mermaids scare me though, I think.
Why?
I don't like the deep sea anyway. I don't like octopuses. That's what it is. Octopuses are my like worst fear. I don't like them, but they were considered a mythical creature before people discovered what it was.
Yeah.
Because it's got what, like 3 hearts, blue blood, has no brain.
Its eyes bigger than its brain or something like that.
Honestly, like that. Yeah, I would consider that as a mythical creature more than a mermaid.
So like, we towards like the end of every episode that we do, we've been saying like, you know, can they exist or do they exist? And some of it's like, you know, no, or like yes, but in a particular way. Realistically, with mermaids, there's every chance that they could, because, like we said, once upon a time, octopuses and squids were considered to be like mythical creatures that did not exist, they're only like in this mind, until we actually found them. Like the kraken is famously like a mythical creature, but it's real, it's just a giant squid.
Yeah.
So like, there's no reason why like a mermaid, maybe it was a manatee, maybe it was Columbus's manatee, like that is a mermaid. But it's just we've redefined what a mermaid is.
Yeah.
So like, a mermaid can exist so long as we give it a name. That's now a mermaid. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
The mermaids in our traditional sense of like being this, the Little Mermaid, maybe they don't exist, like half human, half fish, but there's no reason to say that like something that looks maybe a bit similar cannot be one. But then like, big question, when a mermaid gives birth, does it lay eggs like a fish, or does it give birth to a live mermaid? Like just comes out like...
Does it have like... Well yeah, depends, because would it have a reproductive system of a woman? Or would it just be like a fish? And just
Yes, I mean,
and then lay eggs?
Does it lay eggs or not? We don't know. And like that kind of stuff is not really ever looked into much. I think for the main purposes of this, they cannot... The science says they cannot exist, and we've not ever caught one.
That's why I don't think they exist.
Although there is that video from Israel of the one on the rocks,
Yeah.
that jumps in, which we will cue now. That yeah, like these lads are walking around, they see it, it jumps in the water.
When I saw that video, I thought it was staged.
And it is, I think.
But could it just be something else? Just a big fish.
Mm.
And then there is another Q video, Q photos thing that I found in Norfolk. I don't think I've shown you the pictures of this either. I'll just get the picture up for you to see. But yeah, someone stumbled across that.
Oh, no way.
In Norfolk.
That's really weird. It's got like a human head.
Literally human head. But then you just never know. People are so clever with special effects, Photoshop. I don't believe anything now.
No.
But then again, we've only covered, well not we, people, scientists and whatnot have only covered, what are the people that study the
Marine
sea?
biologists?
Yeah, them very intelligent people have only discovered, what was it, like 20% of our ocean?
Yeah, I get you saying, yeah, they're really big to say like, oh, we've only discovered the surface of the ocean. It's like, okay, and they're like, there could be so much more in there we don't know. Apparently we know more about the ocean, apparently we know more about the moon than we do about our own ocean, because you can't go that deep. The deeper you go into the water, it starts to compress, and it like the atmosphere is different, and it like crushes whatever's down there at that length, that depth. So it's like, so anything that could live there would have like a bone structure that's just out of this entire world.
So
It's in a completely alien world. So maybe they do exist. Maybe humans did at some point, like, you know, gone off one end. Because there's loads of different types of humans. We just like Homo sapien, that was the dominant one on land. Who's to say that maybe one of the humans didn't sort of go back to the water?
It is a creepy concept though.
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
And like, I've got like a bit of a fear of the unknown as well. That's why I don't really like deep water where you can't see anything, you don't know what's lurking there. You never know.
No.
But it's just, why haven't we seen them? Why haven't we seen more? To be fair, actually, there is quite a lot of footage. It just all looks very fake.
Well, but that's the thing, like, why haven't we seen him? Why haven't we seen him? But yeah, alright, the footage, but the footage can always be doctored. Like, you know, look at our background, for instance. This isn't here right now, but it is as you're watching it, right? We can do this kind of stuff. But in history, like we found, there's so many people that have said, "Oh, I've seen a mermaid. I've seen a mermaid."
And all
like,
the encounters are the same or similar.
Yeah, they've always got a similar-ish thing, which is bizarre considering, like, you know, a lot of these stories come from a time where people in China, because we found Chinese mermaids, but like these people have definitely not spoken to the Greeks, who had like Greek different style of mermaids. There's always been a type of mermaid in history, so they must have seen something that's made them conceive this idea and story.
Yeah.
This is probably the closest out of all of the urban myths that we've covered so far that is kind of plausible.
Yeah.
I think it's fair to
a lot of people believe in them.
Yeah, I'm all for it.
It scares the crap out of me.
Clown bras.
Yeah, of course you're all for that. I am too, a little bit as well. But what do you guys think? Let us know in the comments below whether you think that they are real or not, or if you've had any encounters of them, caught any footage.
Yeah, have you seen a mermaid? If you have any stories or videos or pictures, make sure you send them to us. You can let us know in the comments down below, or you can drop us an email, which is in the description box just below this video. Remember to
drop a like, subscribe, and hit the bell to get notifications when we upload, which will be every week.
Yeah, we'll see you in the next one.
Yeah, thanks for watching.